now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled Rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome and welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And this is Ben.
on Spoiled Rotten, and today we are revisiting the Batman Superman movie World's Finest,
That's right.
which is just 3 episodes of the Superman show, but I remember it as a big event, and I hadn't watched the Superman show, so I was really only in it for the Batman stuff. And even, I think before this revisit, my only lasting impression was like, isn't this the one where like Bruce Wayne, for whatever reason, is just really into Lois Lane, and I was like, yeah, that is a big part of this. I thought it was just like a scene, but I'm like, no, it's a big part of this.
Yeah,
I'm glad I remembered that correctly.
Yeah. I loved watching the Batman animated series when it was on, but hated watching the Superman one because it was just not something I identified with. So it was something that I had never seen in its full entirety. However, I do distinctly remember the jade kryptonite dragon that Joker steals and goes to Lex and all that kind of stuff. I do remember watching the first episode vividly, but then everything else, the way it plays out, not so much. So
I didn't remember
great.
anything about I knew it was because Joker and Lex, they on paper team up, but at no point are they actually teamed up.
Correct.
They're both trying to fuck with each other. But I did remember it as, yeah, Joker goes to Metropolis, but when he stole that, I'm like, it can't be that simple, can it? I guess I'll explain. This movie, in quotation marks, is about Joker stealing kryptonite and being like, I can get $1 billion from Lex Luthor by asking him to pay me that so I can kill Superman.
Yep.
And because he steals kryptonite in Gotham, Batman's like, oh, I'm on the case. I'm going to go to Metropolis and figure things out. And immediately when he lands is like, I'm going to ask Lois Lane out. Like, there's no they don't know each other. Obviously, I don't even know if he knew of her before. He
knew of her. He knew of her. Because he was like, oh, the famous Lois Lane? So he knew her by reputation. But
I feel like he said that to butter her up.
I mean, I think both things could be true. Because he knew her enough to be like, hey, I know that face. That's a good-looking face. I'm gonna heavily pursue her.
Fair. We'll move on so I can finish the synopsis.
Yeah.
He asks her out. It's kind of a sticking point for him and Superman, Clark Kent throughout. And then they have to work together to stop Lex Luthor and Joker from, basically at certain points they're just turning on each other and making life miserable for everyone else. And Joker's fucking with gangsters in Metropolis as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it. But yeah, I legitimately, when I was like, what? That's his plan? Was like, so no one has ever thought to just use kryptonite on Superman before this? Like, it wasn't even like Lex was like, no, that's a dumb idea. We try that all the time. He was just like, well, I can't be involved with this. I'm like, why? I mean, that's my fault for not watching the Superman show, but I was just like, what? Why not?
Yeah.
Just be like, no, I'll just take this kryptonite from you and kill him.
I feel like he's got that to say for like stockholder share reasons.
No, I know he's got a public facade, but he already is involved. By him saying, yeah, I'll pay you the money, you're involved. So what do you mean? What is the point?
It's very silly. It's silly.
For kids. I get that. This was a reminder that I don't mean that it's bad. I just mean it's definitely for kids. They're not trying to make outthink the audience, or it's just like, no, this is why this is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. Because as a kid, as I said, I didn't remember that. I just remembered the whole, hey, Batman's trying to get with Lois Lane. But then this, I'm like, is it really just that Joker was like, I don't know, I'll be the first person to steal kryptonite outside of Metropolis and be like, I'll kill him for you?
I don't think he was the first, but I think it was the element of like, ooh, the Joker is like, he's unpredictable, wild. Yeah, outside.
I'm sure there's plenty of Metropolis people that have tried. I was just like, is it really just as simple as he's the only one that's not from Metropolis or the first person to try that? Because I feel like he would have been laughed out of the room.
Yes.
I feel like anyone would have been like that. What? That's a stupid plan. You think no
Yeah,
one's tried that already?
yeah, like no, Lex has tried that. I don't know where this occurs, but I've seen some episodes of the Superman show out of context and all that, and I definitely remember Lex has used and other villains of
Yeah,
Superman have used kryptonite quite a fair amount.
yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
that's it. Also, tough break for Mercy Graves in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Even Batman hits her in this movie. Because
Yeah.
at first I was like, "Oh, this will be cool to watch Harley and Mercy go at it throughout the movie." I'm like, no. At no point does she ever get the better of Harley.
No, they
Harley is
kind of
like,
squabble for a little bit,
yeah,
but
but
it's
like it feels
not
like
like
it's off screen too, so you don't even get to see
yeah,
her. Like you see Harley get her every time,
yes.
and even Batman, which made me be like, wait, like I feel like Bruce Timm and this team did both shows equally, but it
Mhm.
did feel like um one of those things where like Simpsons and Family Guy are
Mm,
or Jetsons and Flintstones, and there's very clearly one team that like can big bro the other team. They're like,
right.
no, we're not. Like our characters are going to be better, look better in this.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like I'm already a Harley fan, but I was like, wow, she like does not miss in this movie. Like
She does not.
she saves Joker. Like that was a great thing when Joker tries to go to the gangsters and they pull the guns, and I'm like, what was Joker's plan? Even he looks genuinely scared,
Yeah,
and Harley's just like, can I join? I'm like, oh, sick, great,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, I think Harley Quinn comes off great in this movie. She gets the first line in the movie too.
She gets the first line. She gets feel like crap by the Joker, but that's
Yeah,
consistent
that's
always, like and all that kind of stuff. But it's just one of those things that when you're aware of it now, it's just like, oh yeah, that is help her carry that thing, man. Come on, what are you doing? That kind of stuff. But
same with
there,
Mercy because like
yes.
the initial thing is that they knock Mercy out and trap Lex in his own limo. I'm like, well, I know this is happening on purpose. It's not just to move the story along
Mhm.
to show how much he doesn't care about Mercy.
Right.
Because he walks right by. I'm like, even for a kid show, they're making it very clear that's Harley.
Yeah, yeah.
They
And he
still have
doesn't
the
notice
white
and
thing.
yeah,
I'm like, how
until
do you
she calls
not
her
notice?
Mr. L or
That's when
something
he
like that.
notices, but it
Yeah,
is just like it took you that long to notice that wasn't Mercy. Like
yeah.
that's wild.
So I mean, the only and this is me really reaching, I will say that. The only reason why I think the Batman characters got out or like outwrote the Superman things is like I think it adds legitimacy to the Joker being like, yeah, I know other people have done it, but I haven't done this. So
Mm.
like
No, that's a
there's
fair point.
that's what I read it as, but as a kid, I don't think I would have seen it that way. As a
No.
kid, I would just been like,
Well, I
you're the
think as a
butt
kid,
end
I
of the
was just like,
joke.
yeah, I like Batman, so this is working out for me.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Because it didn't. It's not a movie that when I watched it as three separate episodes.
Mhm.
I didn't feel like, oh, I gotta watch the Superman show. I was just like, well, that's nice for them to be here too.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I will say, revisiting this, I'm like, oh. There's a lot of skeleton bones of this for the actual Nolan trilogy, especially The Dark Knight and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of similarities and scenes and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh man, this is. I wonder how much Nolan watched this show when he was younger and all that kind of stuff. Because there was definitely a lot of
Mm,
similarities I saw. It was great. I loved it.
I didn't. What did you see? I didn't. I'm
So
interested in that.
there the scenes where he's like, okay, Batman gets like the jet, the jetpack thing. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that seems like a similarity to the China kind of thing that they did. It's just different setting and all that kind of stuff. The Joker, like just invading the date that Bruce and Lois are on and all that kind of stuff, and then just being like, oh, okay, this has that similar vibe with like him and Maggie Gyllenhaal and that kind of scene. There's I just saw a lot of it
Mm-hmm.
there, and I'm like, interesting. So this makes me want to rewatch the Nolan trilogy just to be like, okay, that's a lot more comparisons than I thought. But there's and even with the Joker being like in Nolan, where he's like, if you're good at something, never do it for free. This where he's like, yeah. I'm gonna do it, but you're gonna pay me $1 billion. I'm like, that very much is very same is similar energy to me. So I'm like, this is kind of cool in that sense. I'm like, okay, is this the Nolan trilogy for kids with Superman involved
Interesting.
in
Yeah,
here?
I don't see it that way, but that's good that
Mhm,
you do that because I think yeah, there's the air hook thing for sure when
mhm.
he's like, I'm not. He's like, I couldn't have done it without you. And Batman's like, yeah, I know, and then just shoots his thing up so that the plane can take him away.
Yeah.
But I don't. The jetpack thing didn't really seem that similar to anything in Nolan.
Yeah. And
Um,
that's just me being
yeah,
that's just what struck me about this
but
watch
yeah,
through.
Joker interrupting a date felt more Tim Burton for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
That like the art gallery thing.
Yeah. But
Um,
very, very much specifically in the sense where it's like, oh, it's at the top of the villa, you get thrown out the thing, and I'm like, just like, oh, I know Bruce doesn't have a safety room, a panic room in
yeah.
this, but like, how's that going to work out? I'm like, oh, they put Superman in there, so it's never really okay, cool.
Also, it for that scene in particular, I got a bit frustrated because I'm like, why are you shooting at him this much? Like, if you're not gonna kill him, what's the point
Yeah,
of wasting
yeah,
all
they're just
these?
shooting at
You
his
could have just
feet.
pushed him off the building.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, what? They're using so many bullets to not kill him. Like, he was literally just standing there, not even trying to evade it.
Yeah.
So it didn't even feel like dance, dance. It just felt like they're just shooting at the ground, and he's like, "Oh, this, wow, stop it, guys, stop."
He is doing the dancing thing a little bit, but it's never to the degree where I'm like, this is not yeah, they're wasting ammo. They're just
This is
straight
just
up
a
wasting
waste
ammo.
of time. Um, it also just, I get it. Like, why would they ever think it? But I just felt like a scene like that made it feel like surely at this point Joker's like, oh, so he must be Bruce Wayne because
Mhm.
Bruce Wayne's here, Batman's here, and he's just like not dying like Batman does. Like I just that one point he's like hanging off of a building and pulling himself up. I'm like, surely you've seen Batman do stuff like that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think the other thing I watched it twice just so I could, and I still kind of zoned out on the second one. But I thought for sure beforehand that he just knew that Clark Kent was Superman, but obviously he doesn't because he puts a tracker on him. But I liked the sequence of events of him
Mhm.
of Superman being on the phone, hearing like, "Oh, Lois is gonna be late because she's having breakfast with Bruce Wayne," and then then Batman just there is like saluting him, like, "Gotcha,"
Mhm.
because I thought going into it like he just knows already, and so all these things he's doing are to fuck with
Yeah.
Clark Kent. But then I'm like, oh, you didn't even know. You just
He's just an asshole.
that was just
He's
generally you're an asshole. So I thought
yes.
you were trying to like rub his face and stuff, but you were just being mean for no reason.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, this is great. It's really, really, and I like that talk that they had briefly where it's just like, hey, I know your reputation in and out of the
Yeah.
suit and all this kind of stuff. And this is the part where I'm like, okay, where Bruce goes like, I assure you, it's very, very serious. And I'm like, is it? I guess they couldn't
Well, that's
show
the thing.
you,
It's
but
I feel like they were fucking, and that she doesn't scoff at him when he's like, "Oh, so you do love me?" means like I feel like a lot of time, or obviously not enough time for them to love each other, but
Mhm.
the second time you see them talking to each other, he's like already establishing he's been there for 3 days already.
Yep.
So like time is moving pretty quickly in this movie. Like it's not just over a day.
Mhm.
Like I feel like weeks pass
Yeah, I feel like
for this.
yeah, like 1 or 2 weeks or something like that. But
And so like yeah, I was genuinely like, "Oh, you do like her?" Oh, and she genuinely likes it. Like she was willing to change not her job, but like change locations
mhm,
for him.
mhm.
Like so they're serious about this. This isn't
Yeah,
just a fling.
yeah. It was definitely one of those things where I'm like, yeah, you needed to tell us that instead of show us that because the time thing there wasn't as much like, oh, this is October 15th now and all
Like
that kind
I'm
of stuff
thinking
like where
one
it's a
night
month
passes
past.
and
Yeah,
Batman's like, "Nah, it's been three nights and a half in front." I'm like, "It has."
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. But yes, they that Lois and Batman thing that goes off so fast and so hard, and he's
Hmm.
just straight up such a dick to Clark the entire time. I'm like,
I do like at one point where he says, "Is it a problem?" And
yeah,
then when Clark tries to pretend he doesn't care, later on in that conversation, not immediately after, later on,
Mm.
Batman's just like, well, you had your chance. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't care anymore, actually, because you had your chance.
Yeah.
Seems to me like you had your chance and you fucked it up. So, goodbye. That's the end of this. I was like, I just thought you were trying to mess with him. This is really blowing my mind that you're serious about this relationship.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was genuinely one of the weirdest parts of this whole thing was the fact that I'm like, wait, you didn't know he was Clark the entire
No,
time?
yeah,
You
he didn't
didn't
know.
until like what episode 2 or something like that, where he figures it out,
I'm
and I'm
just
just
taking
like,
this as a movie. I don't know where they're
yeah,
thinking. But yeah, he doesn't know until he puts the tracker on him. So like
yeah,
after the first thing, and then he follows him home. So obviously he can see him without the thing. But I mean, he doesn't wear a mask, so like you're basically just waiting to see him naked, I guess.
I
Oh,
guess,
okay, that's Clark.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, he, yeah, that was so interesting. Also, when he's this ties into another thing I wanted to talk about, but when he's with the gangsters, like, where's the Joker? And the guy goes making haha with Harley. I'm like, so they just talk about sex in this very
yeah,
clearly. Like, there's no other way to take that other than he's trying to like that he is fucking Harley Quinn.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely one of those things that went above my head as a kid, for sure.
Yeah, oh no, I wouldn't have caught that as a kid, but I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, like there is no
there's no new,
reasonable way to
yeah,
take that any way else.
yeah. That as an adult, you look at it and you're just like, yep, they're talking about sex. That's a sex
Um,
reference.
and but what I liked about that scene more is that that's where Superman tries to step in and be like, okay, you have your answer, stop. And Batman flips him over just to be like, I'm the best, don't touch me.
Yes.
And at first I was like, he wouldn't be able to do that, but I get that Superman was kind of playing along for a bit because
Yeah.
I like that the next move is him body checking him and being able to get back a little bit of power, but be like, no, I heard you were crazy, but I didn't think you were stupid. Like, you can't
I
step to
like
me
that
like
line.
that.
Yeah.
No, that's not happening.
I really like that line because that's the same scene where he brings out the kryptonite, right? Out of his
Yeah,
utility
that's
belt.
when Batman's like, "Oh, I guess I have to do this now." But
Yeah.
it was interesting for him to be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna big ban Superman," and Superman's like, "What? You actually think you can get away with that? No."
Yeah, it was really, really funny. It was just one of those, and even I liked how they ended the episode in the sense where it's like, yeah, we work together, but let's not make a habit of this.
Yeah, no, which is good for setting thing
Yes.
because I feel like later on in like Justice League seasons, you see how much Batman cares about Superman and
Mhm.
appreciates being able to work with him.
Mhm.
Um, but that's the good thing about not rushing everything and actually
Mhm.
being like, this is the first time they're meeting for real,
Mhm.
and we have somewhere to go with this now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really like that Superman was like, don't, no, that's not happening. You can date Lois, but you're
Yeah.
not going to be pushing me around like that physically.
There was a couple of things in this episode to me. I'm like, I think they get away with it only because it's a cartoon. But if they did live action, people would have been like, how did he straight up punch that guy on Air Force One and that guy's not like dead to death
I
and all
thought
that kind
about
of
that
stuff?
too.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, whatever, man. I was just like, I mean, he's already coming at him pretty hard. Why is he winding up like that? Like, he
Yeah,
could
that's what
just
I mean.
stand in place.
He's like coming at him. There's momentum already. Superman, all he just needed to do is just put out his hand to
Hmm.
stop him, and that would have been enough to like hurt him significantly. The fact that it's like a wind up punch, I'm like, hold up,
But
that doesn't make sense.
I did like that the hijackers were like, "Oh, we're gonna get you, darling," and she's like, "I'm Lois Lane," and he's like, "Oh no,
Yes,
you mean the Lois Lane that Superman always says? Fuck!" And I was like,
yeah.
I
It's like,
really like that extra detail of them being
yeah,
like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go well."
yeah, yeah. It's
But it
good.
is funny that Superman's plan was, "I'll flip the plane upside down and just
Yeah,
assume everyone's safe."
yeah.
It's not like he knew everyone was safe because he says afterwards, "I hope I didn't hurt people." Like,
Which is silly to me. I'm like, did we forget that he's got X-ray
yeah,
vision?
he
Like
could
he
have.
could have easily, you know.
I feel like that was them trying to let kids know that he still cares and that he wasn't. But I'm just like,
Sure.
it just feels like you should just leave it and or show him looking in and seeing that everyone's strapped in, but the bad guys.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping that they would do. And his solution is, yeah, just make the plane do a barrel roll. And I'm like, that's hilarious. It's so good.
Um, yeah, I think well, obviously the kryptonite thing is Batman bringing it out. I
Hmm.
mean, wow, it really doesn't take a lot, does it? Well,
Yeah,
just so you know, Joker has a lot of it, so
yeah. Got
watch
20
it.
kilos of this or something like that.
I it's also he keeps trying to tell Superman don't underestimate Joker, and I
Hmm.
feel like at no point does Superman actually take that seriously.
No, he does not.
Like there's so many times where he's like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you think he's been telling you this whole movie?" like,
Yes.
like the marbles thing was where I was like, "All right, you're not taking this seriously at all." Because like, the
Hmm.
marble, I'm like, obviously it's something bad's gonna happen. You don't have to assume it's explosives, but something bad's gonna happen if he threw marbles at you.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just like, "Wow, stupid guy throwing marbles at me," and Batman knows to stay back. It's just like, yeah, expect the unexpected. I'm like, yeah, you said that like four other times.
Yeah. That to me as a kid was why I didn't like Superman. And just like, yeah, you can just walk into almost every situation, and unless there's kryptonite, you really don't have to care about anything. I'm like, this is boring to
Yeah,
watch.
I mean, I liked the play they did on that in this, where
Mhm.
because I was like, what is Joker's plan? He already like showed his hand that he's got the kryptonite. So the next time Superman shows up, he comes with a suit,
Mhm.
and I guess I didn't take Batman's thing seriously because I was just like, really, that was your plan? What did that? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot the acid. I'm like, oh nice, because like it gives Superman a reason to be overconfident instead of
Yes.
just not listening. That he was like, no, I was paying attention and I brought this suit, and Joker still was ready for that.
Yeah.
I liked that. I liked all of that sequence because then Batman has to show up and he's trying to do his science thing, and Superman's like, just don't be an idiot. Just use it to break down the kryptonite, please. And Batman's like, right, good idea. Okay.
Just pour the acid on the
Because he's like, well,
kryptonite.
this will take a week to truth it. He's like, put it on the kryptonite. I can get us out of here.
It's great because like watching them do it really does do such a good job of like, yeah, neither one of these two are good at working together with people, and
Hmm.
they're really being forced together in this situation. It works together in such a great kid-friendly, funny way, but like as adults, you're what? Yeah, I'm like, this is fundamentally two people that have never had to work together
Yeah.
on a group project with other people.
But
It
then
shows.
later on in the movie, when they have to fight those robots that for whatever reason,
Perfect team.
yeah, they were so good at that because
Yeah.
Batman's like, all right, you punch, I will string them up.
Yeah.
Although I do feel like that would have killed Mercy Graves because the robot like electrocutes itself. I'm like, well, she's strapped to that, so that feels like that's going to kill her.
Yeah, there was a lot of inconsistencies with the Marcy Graves thing being taped onto the robot in a sense where it's just like, okay, so what's stopping you from lasering off the legs there, Superman? What's stopping you from doing like
He
there's
did a lot of
in their
things too
head.
slowly in this. There's so many
Yes.
times where I'm like, all right, well, you already know that it can spin its body, so there's a scene where he like is waiting for his moment. I'm like, you can't wait, just go do your fast thing
Yeah.
and do it. But I mean, it's whatever. They needed things to happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I did like that they eventually learned how to fight together, but
Hmm.
that it is good that without calling attention to it, you can see how well they don't play together until
Hmm.
they learn how they fit in with each other.
Hmm.
I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the what else is going on? You get so many characters that I was like, I guess I should have watched the show. Like when he's talking to that sail, like he looks like Popeye to, or not Popeye, but he looks
Yes.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Bluto to me. He looks like Bluto and Popeye put together. I think his name's like Bibbo or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so he just hangs out with this guy. Like this seems cool. I wish I watched the show because
Hmm.
I don't know who this is. And his cop who just seems angry all the time, and I'm like, you got to even that out with a Commissioner Gordon. This
Hmm.
guy's too ordinary for me. Um, I'm surprised there was no Jimmy Olsen
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Because I
because
was
Perry
like,
White comes in at the end.
yes. I was like, they're in Metropolis. They're definitely gonna do more Superman related characters, right? And that they were just very, very much to me disproportionately focused on Batman in this for being a Superman show.
I mean,
But
his name is first. It is the Batman Superman, not
yeah,
Superman Batman.
it's true.
But it does feel like they are like in Superman's world.
Yes. Yeah.
You just don't. Maybe they're like, hey, if this is the Superman show, everyone already knows what they like about it.
Maybe.
We gotta
Yeah.
really highlight Batman.
Yeah.
and his
I
characters.
I would have just been very, very interested to see what the ratings were at the time between the both shows to be like, was that genuinely true that the Superman show was doing better than the Batman show? Because I could
Well,
actually
it was
see that
newer.
being the case. Yeah,
It was newer at that time,
because
so it wouldn't
Batman
have
was
been a.
toward the end of the run,
I
right?
would
Because
say
they
maybe.
had the season 4 outfit for the costume that he designed, and because like there's a drastically different animation style from season 1, 2, and 3 for the animated series in season
Hmm.
4. So this is the season 4 Joker that I do not like.
I don't like any of it, if I'm being honest, of the redone Batman stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it. It feels so low effort. The
Yes.
bat suit as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
In general, I think yes, it's low. I don't think I can say that fairly.
Uh-huh.
That in general it's low effort because obviously they're going for a certain look, but I
Hmm.
just don't like. Like I really liked the yellow and black logo
Yeah.
on him, and just how he looked before that.
I agree. They nailed it. I think to be perfectly honest, the modernization of the season 4 animation in this, it works a lot better. And I can see why they kind of went with that design choice in the sense where it's like, yeah, this, whether or not this was like the intention of season 4 for Batman and all that kind of stuff, the crossover episode, the animation style makes much more sense together because the the greatest thing about the Batman animated series was the Art Deco kind of styling and all that kind of stuff, the setting for Gotham. But that being in Metropolis, like that animation style for Batman specifically, would have been a little bit weird. Plus, I like the color contrast here, where it's like really showing you Batman's on the darker end of the
Hmm.
spectrum, all that kind of stuff. So that does work for me within these three episodes. However, for season 4 of Batman, I'm just like, yeah, the animation sucks. You took a step back. I don't like this.
So yeah, the Superman show came out in '96, and this movie came out in '97.
Right,
Meaning it would have been 5 years after. I'm not saying you're wrong about what season it was, but I'm just talking
right.
about time wise. 5 years after the
Sure.
Batman animated series premiered.
Yeah, because I think like season 1 is like 70 episodes
Yeah,
or something like
it's
that.
long.
It's insane. It's really, really long. So, I use the word seasons, but
No,
realistically, I don't
I
know what I'm
wasn't trying
talking
to
about.
refute what you were saying because I think you're right about what season it was. I
Right.
I just thought people might be confused if they hear me say 5 and you say 4. I'm just saying
Oh, I see.
you are right that it's season 4. It's just obviously
Long
season
ass
1 took a
seasons.
long time because that's more than one a week.
Yeah.
If they tried to fit that into a year, the
Yeah.
first season.
Hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, it had been running long enough for us for me to believe that they would be like, well, we got the new show that everyone likes. I assume because it's Superman,
Hmm.
uh, who is just more recognizable, if not more uh, popular,
Yeah.
and he's got the newer show that
Hmm.
you would be like, hey, just show people that they can still watch Batman or enjoy Batman.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's why I have no idea. Like, because I can very easily see a world where the Superman ratings or the viewership numbers were higher than the Batman animated series numbers.
Yeah,
I could easily see that world for sure.
and then obviously they do Justice League, where that's very clearly like
Hmm.
we you can just see both of them, not
Yeah.
always on the same episode, but still.
Yeah.
I also question Batman's plan for being with Lois Lane, and like, so you are going to seriously date someone whose job it is to look into things and uncover things. Like
I love
that's
that.
that seems. I love that she brings it up where she's like, when she finds
Hmm.
out, she's like, and now I'm sitting on the best story ever, and I can't do anything. I'm like,
Yep.
but you don't even know the half of it. Like,
Yes.
just guess who your other boyfriend is.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I like that it was addressed, but I was also like, that seems so weird that you would be like, I know who I'm gonna be with.
Yep.
This, especially if you're right and he knew her ahead of time, then all you would know is that she uncovers things.
Yep.
Like, that's her job. She
Mhm.
does it really well, so well that you know about her. I don't
Yeah.
know about reporters in other cities,
Yeah.
but he does. So like, you would just be like, what would be your plan there?
I mean, because I like the fact that she was like, so when were you planning to tell me on our honeymoon and all that kind of stuff? And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess dialogue choice there does mean that the both of them were taking this seriously.
Hmm.
But it's just the idea of like Yeah, what was your plan there, bud? Were you gonna just like gaslight her and just not tell her the entire time, or just
Hmm.
like be like one of those things? It's like, hey, we're officially married. Guess what? You can't do now is out me without outing yourself. So
And I
I'm
guess
Batman, baby.
that's what's weird about how time passes
Yeah,
in this movie, because I'm like, no, if this was the first week or so, I could be like, he's probably feeling things out to see if he can trust her to keep this secret.
yeah,
But if you're like so far along that she's like, and now I'm gonna move cities and work somewhere else so I can be with you,
yeah,
feels like
yeah,
you know what the deal is.
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm like, the way she found out, I don't think he was mad at it,
I think
like
he was like,
fighting
"This
that
is way
robot.
easier." I think
Yeah,
he's like, "This is way easier. You just know." Okay, great.
yeah.
Because
No,
when
that's
she was
that's what
like,
I
"I
mean.
can't believe you lied to me," and he wasn't like, "I got," he was just like, "I never said I wasn't Batman."
Yeah, it's like you never asked me. I never technically lied. You just never asked me. I'm like, yep, that dismissive attitude right there. It's technically correct. However, it's still shitty to say in the moment. But yeah.
And then when I like that Superman's like, well, she's helping him get better, and then Superman's like, "Do you want to help me with Lex?" And he's like, "Yep." And he's like, I guess Lois isn't gonna like that." And Superman's like, "Yeah, you bet." So weird that he's just like, "Yeah, what should I fight you now so I can have Lois?"
That scene is just so good because she's patching him up after the fight with the robot, the first
Hmm.
robot, and then this all unfolds, and it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me because I'm like, yeah, this Bruce is very fuckboyish in the sense where it's like, oh, I guess you found out my secret. I guess I didn't have to put in the mental labor of actually trying to talk to you like a human being.
I don't know what the choice was to not show them.
Mhm.
I guess it's the kid show. If it was a true movie, I feel like they would have actually put time into that relationship because they did it in
Probably.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
So I feel like they would have if this was an actual like theatrical movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because yeah, just obviously as we revisit it, just makes you be like, what were you thinking? And also, the show is very like this story is very clearly being like it is not up for debate. They love each other. They
Yeah.
actually so then you are like, but he didn't share a big part of his life. Also, her job would be to find out who he is. So
Mhm.
like it just doesn't make sense to not address that
Yeah.
more head on if you're
Yeah.
telling the story.
Especially because it's just like, oh, Batman's in Metropolis for let's say a few weeks, and Lois
And
hasn't
Bruce
written
Wayne's
about that. It's just like, wait, what? It does feel weird. It feels very, very weird. But knowing that it's a kids show, I'm like, all right, let's
Mhm.
slide kind of deal. Um, but yeah, the Lois Bruce thing, I'm just like, I never knew that I never remembered that this was a part of this,
It's the
but
only
it's
thing I remember.
yeah. And to me, I'm just like, okay, it gets even funnier now to me in my head because I just made this connection. I'm like, if he did know Clark and Superman were the same person, then it makes sense for him to fuck around like this, to be like, oh yeah, but it makes him much, much shittier because it's
Hmm.
like, hey, I'm just gonna fuck around with Lois, use her as a tool just to fuck with Clark and all that kind of shit. I'm like, that's really, really shitty. But it would have made more sense as to why he just like directly tracker beamed onto Lois in that sense, right? But either way, I'm like, yeah, it would have made more sense if he wanted her for that purpose and then really never thought through the long term
Yeah,
goal of like, oh, yeah, I guess she might uncover my big, big, big secret at some
yeah.
point.
I feel like if this is just being like, no, he just liked her
Yeah,
and didn't really care about the repercussions.
yeah,
I do like when like we keep going back to it when Superman knocks him to the ground and then does what he should have always done, just be like just X-ray to be like, oh, Bruce Wayne. I like that Batman's response is like, you you peaked.
he's like, no
He doesn't
peeking.
really get mad in this. He's just kind of like amused by people's
Yeah,
um responses to things. I did like what when he uses the jetpack and Joker calls him out. He's like, "Oh, copy bad.
yeah,
You have repulsion, envy." I'm like, another dick joke. Well, not
yeah,
another, but like that's sexual.
yeah.
What are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, yeah. It was
I
definitely
do
got
know
through.
I do know that there is an episode where Harley leaves Joker for Poison
Hmm.
Ivy, and Joker
Yes.
says, "You two are some busy beavers." But like, remember on the uh, what's it called? Audio track for it, like when they're doing commentary, the commentary track.
Hmm.
I think it was Bruce Timm being like, "Yeah, we had to really fight hard to keep that in because everyone
Mm.
was all the censors like, we know what you're saying," and he's just like, "I mean, technically they're busy in this scene." And like,
That's really good.
so just I was like, what was the? It didn't feel like Superman was where we were gonna see the hornier side of the Bruce Timm universe,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
here we are.
Here we
Um,
are.
but yeah, I did like the that Joker calls out Batman, and that there's the scene where Joker's giving his plan to Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor's like, "Why would I work with you? You can barely handle that mere mortal Batman."
Yeah.
And I like that Joker gets. I know it's more for his sake, but there does feel like a bit of like, "Hey, don't fuck with my city's hero." Like, no, there's nothing mere about it. I know that it's more just to protect his image, but I do feel like there is an element of Joker in particular of like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Like I like going toe to toe with him. It's
Yeah.
I like thinking that he's actually as good as people say he is.
Yeah, because then it's a challenge. It's
Hmm.
fun. It's all the things. It's like the Heath Ledger thing. It was like, I don't want to kill you. Like,
Yeah,
why would
like
I do that?
I wouldn't want to get rid of this kind of fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like that he got very like, hey, there's nothing mere about that mortal.
Yeah, yeah. That was really, really fun. Because I'm like, from the outside, Lex is making a solid point.
Yeah. This is
It's,
why I was like, how is this the plan?
yeah.
There's nothing good
Yes.
about your proposition. You're asking for $1 billion
Yeah.
in the 90s. Like
I,
it's
I,
just like
yeah. I genuinely thought, I'm like, oh, he's gonna do the aerosol version of the thing, right? That's what Joker's really good at with the poisons,
because
is
he keeps
that's
spraying people in
yeah,
this.
he
Yeah.
keeps spraying people with that shit. I'm just like, oh no, he's just literally just chopped the dragon in half and just like, yeah, I'm gonna use it. This is
He
what I'm
didn't
gonna
even use an
do.
acid like flower on his chest like in the
Yeah,
movie. He just threw acid. I was like, so nothing about like your kind of go-to move is part of this plan.
yeah. Like hell, it's weird. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I'm just like, because what I distinctly remember as a kid, I'm like, that is a Chinese dragon. It's pretty
Hmm.
cool. That's pretty cool that it's there. Um, don't know how they misclassified it as Jade when
I was definitely like, sorry, how long has this been around that people were like, oh, it's just Jade, and I'm
well,
like,
it's old enough to be in a museum, so at least 1,000 years, I'd like to think, or
well,
like
I got the sense
500.
they gave a number of how long it had been in Gotham though, and
Sure,
it wasn't 500 years. That's
right.
why I was just like, and I bring that up because if it's something new you're bringing in, you would think you're doing like all the due diligence to be like, is
Mhm.
this real? Let's test these things and see
Mhm.
like what it is.
But just the very sheer fact of you telling me that people think Jade gives off radiation? Like they talked about the
But
radiation that the kryptonite
they
gives off
talked about it to be
multiple
like
times.
for Batman to be like, that's how I know it's not just Jade.
Right.
But it feels like that just needs to happen once for people to be like, it's not Jade. But the fact that it just kept going on with people being like, I mean, that guy died from radiation, but this is Jade. I was just like, wild, just wild stuff that
Yep.
this was the plan.
Yep. Yep. It's really, really wild. But yeah, you're right. Joker Plant sucks. It's
He's just
like
like, I
what?
will have kryptonite, which feels like something everyone in Metropolis would have. That's in the same business as me,
Yep.
and I will just go. First, I'll antagonize Lex Luthor by kidnapping him, and then I will be like, "Now give me money."
Yep.
And Lex Luthor's like, "Yeah, sure." It turns out he was like ultimately going to try and make Joker be a fall guy, which I
Mhm.
didn't truly understand like what was going on there. I was just kind of
Yeah.
like, whatever, man. This got too complicated for a kids movie, and obviously too complicated for me.
Yep.
But like, I was just like, I don't get why he agreed at all, and how Joker's not being laughed out of the room every time.
Yeah. Because I'm just because it would be fundamentally very, very different if it was like, yeah, I have this different way of using kryptonite or something like that. And he just didn't tell Lex about it. I'm like, All right, that would have made sense, but no, literally your plan was just to run around with the dragon and be like, you're weak now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill you while you're weak. And I'm like,
and
everyone's
he
tried
and he
that.
did it in like a slow moving plan. Like I
Yeah.
think like at one point he's like, "Yeah, this will take care of itself." I'm like, "No, just shoot him or something. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
There was a point where I was like, "I kind of want him to get the money because I don't understand why he thought this was going to work."
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this seems to be going exactly how it should be going, which is not well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
I'm
just like,
like,
"There's got to be more to it. It's the Joker," and it's like, "No, not really.
yeah.
It's not going to work out." Um,
There was
I do
more
like.
effort put into knocking that first guy out with Harley Quinn and the box thing that they
Mhm.
do. There was like way more Joker isms in that
Because they
than
could have
like,
just burst in there and taken it, but they
yeah,
like they tried to be like, "Oh, and now we're gonna give you the laughing thing," and
yeah.
yeah, I was like, "Okay," and then I do like that when he realizes, "Oh, I didn't kill Superman," and and Harley's trying to cheer him up. He's like, "There's something about losing $1 billion that makes me lose my appetite." I like seeing him genuinely upset. You can't
Yes.
laugh this off.
Yeah. No, that was really, really good. And then like it was really confusing to me at one point because I was just like, okay, so Joker's plan obviously didn't work, and now his plan is to use Lex's tools. I thought Lex couldn't be involved in this. How is he actually just running around with Lex's tech out in the open, knocking over cars and all that kind of shit to chase down? Like, I'm glad that Batman was like, yeah, I know what this is all like right away. But like the idea of like, so you're telling me that Lex couldn't be involved, but he's okay letting Joker take the tech and use it
Well,
for
he's
that
not
purpose.
okay. He's upset. He even
Yeah.
gets mad at him. He says, "You tried to kill him at my facility."
Right, right,
That
right.
was part of the problem he had. It
Yeah.
was he's like, "I'm done even entertaining you now because you fucked up."
Yeah.
So he wasn't okay with it. And
I guess,
by
yeah.
the time all the stuff is running through the city, he's got Lex tied up and Mercy tied up. So they can't
Oh,
really
right,
do
right, right,
anything
right,
about it.
right. Yeah. Fair enough.
I just didn't understand. Obviously, I get what he was trying to do, but it just
Mhm.
didn't feel like a well thought out plan.
Oh, it did not.
It didn't feel like he was bringing anything new to the thing about other than. But this time it's going to be me, which you said earlier, which is just
Yeah.
like, nah, I haven't tried it though, and it's like, all right, I don't. It seems like you're out of your league with this, but okay.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not like he was like, oh, we're gonna powderize the kryptonite. We're gonna put it in the water's drinking supply. Superman will drink it, or one of these people will drink it, and all that kind of stuff, and then he'll be weak by the
or
time he's
put it
ready
in
to
the
show down.
newspaper ink that he has to handle and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, nah, I'm just gonna shove it in his face
Yeah. We're just gonna keep
and
it
then leave him to
intact
die.
for some reason, and then just split it in half, and then what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Um.
There's I do like that Bullock and Jim Gordon get like a little bit in this. There is
Mhm.
like uh where Jim Gordon goes like, we're on the street as Joker's running low on cash, so he's getting desperate. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't really explain why his plan is so bad if he's getting desperate. It makes sense
It
why
only
he's
explains
going
why
to
he
get a
doesn't have a bunch of
payday.
goons and
Yeah.
then gets other people's goons and stuff. But it doesn't.
Yes.
It, yeah, I don't know.
It
It
doesn't
just feels
explain
like he could have
anything.
done that anyway. Like if he was just
Yeah.
like, I just want $1 billion. $1 billion isn't an insignificant amount of money. And
It's a
again, this is the
shit ton of
'90s.
money. It's a
This is the
shit ton of
so
money
like
now.
it doesn't really make sense to say something like that because it's just like, well, what? So he's just like gonna go do this for $1 billion? That's his big idea. Like I don't know. Anyway, he does it, or that's the movie. So there's no changing it. He, I also get the safeguard that Bruce Wayne thinks he has by doing a deal with Lex Luthor, but I'm just like, surely you understand you can't be in business with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, at no point is he like, I can't believe he's doing this, but it just like they do this scene where Lex says, "Hey, this is great. We don't even need to just waste it on space. We can have it in the streets and patrolling."
Military,
And
yeah.
uh, Bruce is like, "I'm not going to let that happen,
Yeah.
though."
I don't like guns. I
But
like that he says that.
yeah, but that seems like something you say before you even sign a deal to work with a maniac like this.
Yeah, and
Which is,
it's
I know what you're going to do, and no, I don't want to work with you.
it's weird to me that Lex signed the deal to work together with Wayne in the sense that I'm like, so you're telling me you're that rich and you had no lawyers look over the contract? Because when Bruce was like, like if you
That's
remember
the
the contract,
contract, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like, so you're telling me that Lex didn't have anyone read over that and advise him on signing it? What?
I think they were showing this was a Lex that's just so confident that like he doesn't notice that that's not
Sure.
mercy,
Mhm.
and that there is something to be said in the real world
Mhm.
for billionaires looking out for each other. I
Fair.
think he could just be like, what's he gonna do? Not make money off of this?
Mm.
Um, Even if he doesn't think he's gonna be evil and want to take over the world, I think he would be like, but we could just make more money doing it my way.
Mhm.
So I don't think he would get in the way of us making more money.
It's fair.
And yeah, so I think that's how I'm okay with the Lex part of it. It's more
Mm.
the Bruce part of it of being like, surely you know who Lex Luthor is. Surely you know that you saying, well, we're going to build these things that are capable of doing these terrible things, but we're not going to actually let them do it is
Mhm.
an idiotic plan.
Mhm.
Because it's not even Lex who turns those robots loose, but it still is like that they were still made and ready to go.
Yes. And they're
So
ready to be
that's on you.
modified. Yeah.
Like that's on you, man.
Yeah. And the agreement was that they would sell the tech together to like NASA or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I obviously don't know the nuances of that deal, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, Bruce, you just why just let him keep the tech?
Unless
Like,
unless it was literally the writers' room was just like he just needs a reason for Bruce Wayne and Batman to be there.
yeah,
We don't care. You just
yeah,
say that he's doing a deal with Lex, and they probably thought it was smart that by the end it means that he knows what the robots are capable of and how to
hmm
stop them. But
sure,
I was just like, I lost respect for you doing a deal with Lex Luthor.
yeah.
Even in Batman Forever, he's like, "No, I'm not doing the Jim Carrey idea. That's a bad idea because I understand the slippery slope of this."
Yes. Yeah, like right away when he pitches the idea, is like, no, I'm not going to do this. Like
Yeah.
right away, and yeah, makes sense. But yeah, it's that's why I have to keep reminding myself when watching this. I'm like, right, it was for kids. It was for
Hmm.
kids. It can't be that plot hole
It
like bulletproof or anything like that.
it's not meant to be dumb for kids. I do feel like they were
Mhm.
putting an effort into having it be
Oh
genuinely
yeah,
entertaining.
yes,
Um,
there was genuine effort, absolutely,
yeah,
but
it's
keeping it
just
kid friendly is just like that's where you see like, okay, cool, this is a bumper car with a Ferrari engine kind of deal
yeah.
where you're just like, oh crap. And that's why I'm like, when I saw the similarities to Nolan, I'm just like, okay, this became a lot more interesting to me in the sense where I'm like, Nolan is the actual fleshed out adult version of these themes, ideas, and all that kind of stuff. And this is the kids' version of it. This is the tasting version of it to me that worked really, really well. It was really, really funny. Yeah.
I'm glad you got there with it.
Yep.
The what else happens here? Yeah, so there's like I guess and ultimately a double cross, but I don't really understand what the double cross is. If
Yeah,
I'm being honest,
I don't get the dope because you're talking about the Lex and Joker double
yeah,
cross, right?
where
Yeah.
Joker's laughing because he's like, "Oh, we're being set up to take the fall." I'm like, it, but you did do everything, so I
Yeah.
don't really know what you're being set up for because you're just gonna get exposed for being a part of this, and you
Mhm.
flew a big ass Joker blimp through the sky. So I feel like you weren't
And
really trying to hide from what you were doing.
And he's been using his own patented MO laughing gas on all the victims in Metropolis. So it's just like, even the detectives are like, we know who this is. We
Yeah,
know who did this. And it's just like, it's, what do you mean that you're being set up to take the fall? You're putting your name all over everything. It's just like, it's silly.
there's got
It's
to be
so
something I'm
silly.
missing. I feel like I'm missing something because I'm just like, what exactly did you think was going to happen? Like, you were gonna make money,
Mhm.
but at this point, you already know you're not gonna make that money because you messed up, and you know that Lex is mad at you.
Yep.
So there's going to be some payback. This feels like more you you're gonna get your comeuppance unless you're being set up to take the fall. There's
Hmm.
nothing to take the fall for if you just did it.
Yep.
In this case, Lex Luthor didn't even have a chance to do anything wrong.
No.
He's he's constantly in a state of like, I'm gonna do this, and Bruce Wayne be like, no, or having his trusty Mercy Graves friend get knocked out
Hmm.
multiple times throughout this, and have his guards locked out of his room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not gonna lie, the villains come off as really, really dumb and out of they kind of act out of character in these three
Joker
episodes.
is in character so much as there's more scenes of him just being like chaos
Yes.
than there are of me having to think about why he thought this was a good idea.
Hmm.
But as I said, Lex Luthor and Mercy Graves really come off as like, well, you just everyone's beating you to the punch every time.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you really come off as dumb in this for sure.
Because
But
I don't think Harley ever comes off as bad. She's
nope.
always like
Harley's
she
consistently
kills it
good.
all throughout.
Yep.
And as I said, Joker more times than not is this chaotic force that's mostly getting to where he wants to go. It's just, you know, he's going up against Batman and Superman working
Hmm.
together, so it's
Yep.
not going to work out for him ultimately.
No.
But I don't really. I really thought there was something missing from seeing the fun of like the counterparts working off of each other,
Hmm.
because you don't spend enough time with them to like the villains together.
Yeah.
Um, but you definitely get a lot of Batman, Superman, and Lois Lane
Hmm.
interacting, and I do enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, that was to me the strongest part of the this movie. Um and it is just baffling to me. I'm like, Bruce didn't even know Clark was Superman and he just acts that way. I'm like, what
I
a
really,
and
really
that's
wanted it to be true, but
yeah,
when I watch it the same, I'm like, no, there's just no way that it could be true that he knew.
yeah.
He definitely did not know.
But this is why, like, definitively, like, this is my favorite Batman because I'm like, yeah, the Bruce Wayne character is so fundamentally different than the Batman here. And I think they nail that really, really well with within the PG-13 like kid-friendly thing that they're trying to do. But they do play off the billionaire playboy really, really well with this Bruce.
Or how, like, even in that scene when he goes to pick her up and he's like, hey,
Mhm.
let's do the town, and she has to talk to the chief, so then it's just him and Superman, and he's still playing up the Bruce Wayne of it all until Superman says, did you find the comedian? And he does like it's animated
Mhm.
obviously, but he completely changes his demeanor and is in Batman mode without having the cowl on,
Mhm.
of like, it's been 3 nights. As much as I thought it was like wild that it had already been 3 nights, even though I thought only a day had passed,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he is switching into Batman mode. The
Mhm.
the fun and games are over.
Yeah. I do I found it weird that they kept referring to each other as their real names in front of each other so much.
I was mad at Superman when he's like, Bruce Wayne. I was like, hey, shut up, man.
Yeah, shut
People
up.
can hear.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It obviously didn't factor into anything, but I was just like, hey, shut up about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It also, right away, Lois Lane being like, he's Gotham trash. And I was just like, I would expect the next line after that to be like, he's like tacky and a bum, but she's like, he's just a rich asshole. I'm like, I feel like nowadays you could call someone who's rich trash because that's just trash human being. But the way she said it really made it feel like she's like, he's from the wrong side of the tracks, like narrating it all.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, it just was weird because I'm like, I would also assume people from Metropolis just naturally think Gotham is a shit place to be.
yeah.
So just
That's what I'd like to
it
think in
was
the
kind of a hat
sense.
on a hat where she's like, he's Gotham trash. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. No,
You're gonna love him in a couple of days.
yeah, that's gonna really, you're gonna bite those words. I had always thought of the Metropolis versus Gotham kind of thing, of like the population fundamentally hating each other, like having sports team rivalries and all that kind
I
of
just
stuff.
think of it as like Pawnee and Eagleton, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I was just like, it feels like that would have to come as a contradiction that he's this billionaire but is from Gotham. But she was just like, it's part and parcel. This rich asshole Gotham trash. And I was just like, oh jeez.
But I do like that about this Lois is the idea like she'll just like blurt it out and all that kind of stuff. Like, yep, all right, awesome. I like that sassiness. Yeah,
Hmm.
the quip of this Lois for sure.
Yeah, this is a good Lois.
Yeah.
I've come to realize I like Lois Lane as a comic book character.
Yes.
Um,
Because I like how many quips she makes about him, like how often she refers to Clark as Smallville.
yeah, regale him of your stories of late
Yeah,
nights in Smallville.
yeah. She just
Like,
gets
yeah, they're like,
ripping
hey,
on everyone.
where's Clark? I don't know, husking corn somewhere, which
Yeah,
also
Lois
feels
is
like a masturbation
amazing.
joke.
Yes, it does. But like Lois really just comes across as like so good and funny in this. I'm like, I love this Lois. This is
That's the thing.
great.
If Bruce Wayne like knew of her ahead of time, which you were saying at the beginning,
Yeah.
and he but like actually had met her and known of her, and this was like a
Mhm.
I'm gonna shoot my shot. I would feel better about that because it does make sense on paper for these two
Mhm.
minds to be attracted to each other, but
Yes.
he just feels like he was just like, yeah, that reporter. I'm gonna get on her good side. And I'm still thinking like, why get on her radar? She is someone who investigates things.
Well, yeah, yeah. I
Like
mean,
the movie needs to happen, so it doesn't matter. But
sure.
it was something where I was just like, I don't know why you're even playing with that fire.
Yeah.
She will find out. I mean, she hasn't at this point in the show found out that Superman is Clark Kent, so
Mhm.
maybe he thought that was her, but he doesn't even know Clark Kent is Superman either, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. It's just one of those things. Very, very silly the way this is handled. It's fun though. It's
I
very
had a
fun.
lot of fun. I think I lose steam near the end, but I have a lot of fun
Yeah.
in the beginning part because I am like, oh, like Harley's great, and Joker's having a good time. That's always fun to watch.
Mhm.
And Batman and Superman are meeting for the first time. I enjoy this,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you think about it, there's a lot of things to pick at.
There's so much to pick at in this. And to me, I'm like, yeah, I lost steam too, largely because like we said, it's 3 episodes of the Superman TV show. So we even get the credits. Well, I got the credits in between and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh
that
yeah,
really took
I
me out
had
of
it
it.
just as it just played out.
Yeah,
No
that
credits in between.
I would have loved that. That would have been great. But I had the credits and I'm like, all right, well, it did take me out of it a little bit, but
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But great for my ADHD because I'm just like, oh, this is good designated phone checking time. Great. Perfect.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let the credits play. Let me catch up on some messages.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. I wish they did more. Maybe they did, but I wish they did more like crossover events like this.
Mhm.
Basically, what CW does
Yes.
or did. That's done now. The Arrowverse.
Yeah. Because I
Like,
really like crossovers in any form. Like
mm-hmm.
there's like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl crossover
Well,
episodes. And I'm
that was
like, I
like all those
really love
shows
that.
crossed over, which was
Yeah.
great.
It was great. I'm like, yeah, tell me that they're all in the same universe, the same silly universe and all that kind of stuff. Like, and doing it on this, it worked so well. And then I'm like, there's also the Spider-Man crossover with the X-Men episodes and all that
Love
kind of
those.
stuff. Those are great. It was so much fun. I'm like, I wish they got to do more crossover stuff in general during
And
the
I know the
90s.
Spider-Man X-Men one was hard because
Yes,
they
the
were
budget.
cheap.
Yeah.
Well, they were cheap, and they were like, "Well, X Men is recorded in Toronto, and we're not sending those people anywhere to do anything."
Yeah.
So it was like very few characters could actually cross over.
Hmm.
But now we live in a time where that wouldn't matter. So
Yeah.
let's do some more crossovers.
Yeah, because I would love if that was like what the animation stuff is doing and all that kind of stuff. And to many degrees, I hope I guess it is. I guess within the Marvel universe, they get to cross over a lot.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, X Men '97 was good for
mhm,
not that it was the same voice cast, but you
mhm.
see Captain America, Iron
Yep.
Man, like all those people show up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I want more of that because in an animated show it works so well and it's so much fun.
Hmm.
It's just so much fun. Like despite the fact that we were really picking apart a lot of this, it's still A for me nostalgic because I love the
Oh yeah.
Batman animated series. B fun because it's just like it came from an era where they did I think do a good balance of having fun with the content that they were making and all that while still making really really good content. It was just really fascinating stuff. So I wish that there was more. And one of these days I'm probably actually gonna have to check out the Justice League show because that was like a show where I'm like, oh man, even less Batman than before. I'm out. Like as a kid.
Oh, the Justice League show is amazing.
Like I watch a
Even
couple episodes now and I'm like, oh, this is great. I need to watch the whole thing. But like as a kid, I was just like, I really only care about Batman. Like, and you're gonna give me less Batman per episode?
well,
I'm out.
there's
Yeah.
episodes where he's just flat out not in it. So
Yeah.
you gotta. I mean, you're not gonna have to worry about that now. But yeah, as a kid,
Right.
I was kind of like, hey man, if you're not putting Batman in these, you got to put a warning up top.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm wasting my time. It's not like I had better things to do with my time as a kid, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, no, I wanted Batman. He's there. He's in the second billing next to Superman. Like, put him in the
Yeah.
episode.
No, the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited are great. Unlimited is even less Batman than
Yeah,
Justice
I don't
League.
love hearing that.
By the point, if you watch it in order, by that point you're fine to actually expand into other characters.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But not. I'm not saying that as a kid because even as a kid, I was like, "You motherfuckers."
Yeah. Give me more Batman. What are you doing? Yeah.
You ready to rate this, or is there anything else you want to?
No, let's rate this.
I'm gonna give it 7.5. What you said, I was excited by it, but it can't really get over that.
Yeah, that's what I'm willing to give it to. Even though it sounds like I had way more, and I did have a lot of fun with this. This is great. It's 7.5. Objectively, it's just like the Joker's plan is terrible.
Yeah.
And Lex's positioning in this is just weird and like what?
7.5 is generous, but like you said, there's nostalgia at play here, and just the fun of a crossover. That does a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, so 7.5. We're back to giving the same rating, and people are happy and it's harmonious. All right, thank you very much for listening, everybody. You can go to tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten to find some of our stuff. You can reach us at tdfspoiled on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. And our email is spoiledpodcast@gmail.com. You can email us, so there's that option. And we're on all the different podcast platforms, so rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, follow, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.